Hi y'all, this is Eva from the book blog astripedarmchair.wordpress.com, and I'm here to talk about 2 weeks worth of library loot because it took me forever to get last week's library loot, so I thought I'd just combine them all in one video. That means I have over 20 books to talk about, so things are going to move pretty quickly. And I've divided it into categories, so things will be a little easier. First up, I got 4 books for the challenge that dare not speak its name, otherwise known as the GLBT challenge, so I'm going to talk about those. Normal by Amy Bloom. This is a nonfiction book about, well, let me just read you the subtitle: Transsexual CEOs, Cross-Dressing Cops, and Hermaphrodites with Attitude. I read one of Bloom's short story collections either last year or the year before and really liked it. A Blind Man Can See How Much I Love You. I recommend it. So it'll be interesting to see her nonfiction. Then there's the Claudine novels by Colette. I love Colette. She's just such a fun author. And Claudine is bisexual, so that's why she counts for this challenge. I'm also trying to read more classics, so that's why I've been focused on that. It actually combines 4 shorter novels. I think Colette almost always wrote shorter books, so I'm not sure if I'll read them all, but I'll read at least one. Next up, another classic, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I love Oscar Wilde's plays, and I also loved when Stephen Fry portrayed him in the movie Wild. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. But I've never read Dorian Gray, so I thought it was about time, and everyone recommended it when I put it on my list for the challenge. Finally, The House That You Pass on the Way by Jacqueline Woodson. I read an earlier book of hers. She writes YA novels. At the recommendation of Black Eyed Susan, and really enjoyed it, Feathers. So this one, since it's about lesbians, it counts for the challenge. It's also really short. I think she tends to write short books, so hopefully I can read several by her this year. Speaking of YA, I got quite a few that would fall under that category, so that's going to be next. First up is Black Juice by Margot Lanigan. This is a short story collection I got because I really love Tender Morsels, Lanigan's novel that I just read. As you can see, I've already started it, and isn't this a cool bookmark? Look, I won like 5 of them from Amy over at Amy Reads Good Books. She makes them herself, and they're so cute. I'm a horrible dog-ear person, so these are curing me of my bad habit, much to the library's thankfulness, I'm sure. I've already read a few stories, and the first one was amazing. I think that everyone should go read it. It's called Singing My Sister Down, so that we can all talk about it. The other ones were good, but not as amazing as the first one. I hate it when short story collections do that, but the best one first, and then for the rest of them, I'm like, but why aren't you as awesome? Anyway, then Fly Girl by Sherry Smith. I read Smith's first YA novel, Lucy the Giant, a couple weeks ago, I think, and really enjoyed it. And this one is about a female pilot during World War II, which is really exciting to me, and the cover is just so awesome. It's also her latest book, and I think it'll be interesting to see how she's evolved between all of her novels. Then The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I actually put this on hold for the Once Upon a Time challenge because I was having problems coming up with mythology books, but it didn't come in until this week because apparently it's really popular. So I'm going to go ahead and read it anyway because, you know, I was at the top of a long list, and I'll see what I think about it. Then there's Pemba's Song by Marilyn Nelson and Tonya Hegeman. I put this one on hold because I saw it was about ghosts, and that's always exciting. I've already read it, actually, as you can tell. It doesn't take that long to read. And it disappointed me. It felt more like a children's book than a YA book. Like, there wasn't as much subtlety and complication as I like, but I did like the hip-hop aspect. I'll talk more about it in a review. And finally, Betsy and the Great World by Maud Lovelace. I put this on hold after seeing a quote from it at Kate's book blog, and it sounded really fun. Once again, it's more of a children's book than YA. I've already read it, so meh. But I reviewed it on my Sunday Salon, and apparently it's part of a series. I didn't realize that, so that makes sense. Then we have international fiction. Only 2 this time. The White Earth by Andrew McGahan. This is for the Orbis Terrarum Challenge. I want to go to Australia after New Zealand. And this won the Miles Franklin Prize for Best Novel in 2004. I read Franklin's My Great Career last year and really enjoyed it. So I've been wanting to read something that had won the prize for a long time. And this one just sounded the most interesting. it talks about Aborigines as well as white Australian settlers. So, and then there's The New Moon's Arms by Nalo Hopkinson? Nalo? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. This is for the Caribbean Challenge. I've had this author on my radar for a while. Nymeth reviewed one of her books, The Salt Road, and it sounded really interesting, but my library doesn't have it. And then Black Eyed Susan just mentioned another one of her books, so that reminded me that this was already on my Caribbean list. So I decided to go ahead and go for it.